How's it going? I'm down here at the farm dam. Thought I'd do a primitive fish trap build, and I've seen some eels in the dam, so I thought I'd try to catch an eel, and if I can, I'll take it back up to the shelter and do a catch and cook. Yeah, right, let's go get some gear, get up the bush, build a trap, and see if we can't catch an eel. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's get into it. So what I've done, I've split that. I bound that on there just to stop the split running right through. And then I've done another scoring line around there just so I could sort of half snap these, because it doesn't need to be super strong. Then off a bigger piece of bamboo, just bound on a bit of bank line, and that's just because there's cracks in it already. If I didn't do that, it'd just fall apart when I split it, when I cut it. So plan is, I will push this inside here, and as I push it down, it'll spread that apart. And this will be my funnel to my trap. So this will be the outside, and the trap will be here. So when he tries to escape, he's going to be stuck up in here. He won't be able to find his way back out. That's the theory. Just going to lash it around there a bit, just with some of that weeping willow that I've collected, and then I'll lock it all in place. And then I'll get on to making the trap itself, the main body of the trap. All right. Alright guys, I just thought I'd bring you up to speed on what I've been doing here. Yeah, just been going around just binding it all together with these cords, or this weeping willow. And now what I'm doing is I'm going back around it and I'm adding more body to it, so more strips of bamboo. And then once I get that to that stage, there's still going to be gaps in it that potentially eels could get through, or fish if I was targeting fish. So I'm going to get some cattails and I'm going to weave those through all that, and that'll lock the whole thing tight together. That's why I don't have to bind it all the way all over the place. Now the other thing I've done, and I know this is a primitive trap, so I'll probably get some haters saying, hey, you didn't use all primitive gear. I've used some bank line. I haven't used that throughout it, apart from a couple little spots, but mostly been using weeping willow. This is going to be my entrance, so when I put the bait in and get eels out, I've made up this little, very elaborate little door here, and I'm just going to, when I set the trap, put the bait in there, I'll just lash that on in 4 spots just to close it, and then when I want to get anything out of there I can just undo it. I could undo a couple of sides, whatever I need to do to get access to it. Alright guys, so this has been soaking for 24 hours, and what this is, a while ago, like months ago, I did a video, I think it was called cattail spaghetti or something like that. So I harvested cattail, this cattail, and took the core out of it and used that as a substitute for pasta. And instead of just throwing the outer leaves away and letting them rot down and go back into the earth, I actually laid them all flat up in the treehouse and just let them dry. And so they've been there for months, and now I've just bundled them all up, threw them in the dam overnight, and the idea being when they're dry they're a bit brittle, so just getting a bit of moisture back into them so they're a bit more pliable. And I'm going to continue weaving the trap using this. And the issue I've had with the trap, this is the trap, we're still coming along. I keep misjudging how long it's going to take to build this thing. I'd say at this stage I've got a good 16 hours into it. And the issue I have is when I'm weaving the cattail into it, the fresh cattail that I've just harvested, nice and green and supple, weave it in, come back a day later, even 2 days later, and as it's dried it's all shrunk, as things do when they dry. When I weave it I get a nice tight weave, then 2 days later I've got all these big gaps that eels can get through. Like that, you know, you get an eel through that. But with ease. So then I've been having to go back through and weave more cattail into it, which again dries over a couple of days, and then I've got to go back through and weave more into it. So I've actually, this section here, I've probably woven it 3 times or 4 times. Just keep going back and adding more to it, adding more to it. So I'm hoping with the dry stuff that I've just wet out again, it's already contracted a bit from the drying process. So now it's just softened up at that stage. It's not going to contract much more when it dries again. Hopefully, this is my my idea, but I might be completely wrong. But only one way to find out. So I'm going to use that, and it's a resource I had available to me, so I don't have to go harvest more cattails. I can use the stuff that I'd harvested previously, use that up before I go taking anything else out of the environment. Of course, the other problem is, because it's been laying in the dam, I've had rocks on it weighing it down, it's covered in mud, so I'm getting nice and dirty. But anyway, alright, it's a tiny little bit, but it does work. Coming in summer here in Australia, and it's yeah, it's getting pretty humid, but that's going to work. So I'm happy with that. Should have enough materials left to do the rest of this trap, and that would be my phone. and that would be my phone again. Always put your phone on silent when you're filming. So yeah, hopefully I've got enough resources left there to finish the trap, and then it's just a matter of seeing how much it shrinks up when it dries. Hopefully not much at all. But anyway, I'll show you when it's done, because I'm not going to film much more or any more of the weaving process. I think I've shown you how it gets woven. Don't need to keep showing it. Alright, I'll get on with it. Thanks for hanging in there. Alright, well, I'm calling it done. Still not 100% happy with it. There's still holes in it that I could work on more. I could spend another week working on this, weaving in a whole heap more of cattails, letting them dry, weaving in more and filling up the gaps. But I just want to see if it's going to work. So what I did with the old cattails, I started weaving them through, spent 2 hours doing that, and then I said, oh, to hell with it, I'm just going to try wrapping them on just over the top. And I just did half hitches as I went, just on the cattails. And now I've gone back through it with some more weeping willow, and I've just fitted all that on there, just lashed it on with half hitches as well. Got my little door, which I showed you previously. I've still got to get some rocks for the trap, because this thing's going to float like nothing else. So I need to put a big heap of ballast in it to get it down to the bottom of the dam. I'm not going to throw it out deep, it's just going to be under the water lilies, and it's where the eels, or where I've seen the eels, and I can imagine them swimming around through there looking for all sorts of little crustaceans and little fish or whatever else they can get hold of. So that's where I'm going to put the trap, because that's where I've seen the eels. What I've got here is a chicken carcass that's frozen at this stage, but it'll thaw out in the dam. That's just the carcass. So I'm just going to break it up a little bit, and then kick that. Right, so got a bit of bamboo, which has already got a nice split in it. Now, don't actually happen to have my saws with me today. I've only got the Leatherman, but that's alright. I'll just load that up. It's got a nice big split there, which will allow the bait to sort of float out through it or hang out of it, and I can even tease some out of it, and the smell is all going to come out through there. The eel's going to be trying to get at it, won't be able to quite get it. If I just had the bait sitting there, you could just make a meal of it in a short space of time. Now if I just do like this, he's still going to just be able to get in that end and just have a good feed. So now I need to wedge something in the end there. have I got? Got that little rock. Not quite. Oh. If I wedge that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's not coming out. Alright, that's perfect. That's still going to make it stand up like that in the trap. That's alright. I can handle that. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to secure this to the trap so that no cunning little eel decides to just take it away. And then I'll take my trap. And I want this in as far in as I can possibly get it. I don't want the eel to sort of make his way half into the trap and be able to get to the bait, and then not have to go in the trap fully. And hopefully, like having it like this as well, he's going to try to move around to try to get at it. But I need to get it right down there and tie it off somehow. So if I put a loop in it, this is all just trial and error, guys. Let's see what happens. But my thinking is, if I put a loop in this, a big loop, not a little loop, but the biggest loop I can get, big loop like that, then I can push it down inside, because the bank line's a little bit more stiff than regular cordage. I can sort of have it like that. I don't know if you can pick that up. Now I can reach through and hook it with something. Alright, it's not the straightest stick in the world. Alright, so I've got a little hook there that I can hopefully reach through and hook to pull this cordage up, so I can pull it out and tie it on the outside. Alright guys, finally got that tied in there. Alright, I'm going to take it down the dam and stick it in and check it tomorrow. Alright guys, well it's actually day 2 of the trap being in the dam here. I had it along a bit further, pulled it in yesterday, there was nothing in it. Sorry about the wind noise guys, but it is what it is. So yeah, I had it along further, pulled it in, nothing in the trap, so put it in again yesterday afternoon. I put more rocks in it, so more weight, and I've actually thrown it just out here now, which is a bit deeper water, and it's sort of tucked in under the water lilies more. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Well, it weighs a ton. Can't hear or feel anything splashing around inside of it, which is never a good sign. I'll open her up and see. There's snail. We do a catch and cook snail video. So if you see that tiny little snail, hardly a feed though, guys. So it's a big negatory on the eel. I've taken out about half the ballast, about half the rocks. I'll throw them back in and I'll try again. I guess the longer it's in the water, the more the bait's going to start to rot and smell, which may assist in bringing the eels in. So I've just got this cordage on here that I've tied on. I'm actually going to just tie a little loop in the end of that, just to put over my hand like so, so I don't throw the whole trap out of range. And I'll throw it in again. Throw it in again and There we go. Alright, that's all I can really do is just keep setting the trap and hope to catch one. It doesn't mean that the eels aren't going into it. They might go in there and feed all night, or try to feed all night, and they just come out again during the day. But it's Friday at the moment, so no work tomorrow, so I might come back early in the morning, see if I can't catch one while it's still in the trap. You got to be positive, always think positively, and so that's my positive thought, is that maybe they are going in the trap, but they're just, when it comes daylight, they're leaving. So as the wind starts to pick up again, get a bit noisy in the mic, yeah, as I said, it's Friday, so I'm going to go relax. Hopefully we get an eel. There was a little fish in there, but I've already eaten them before, and they don't taste too good, especially when they're charcoal. Right, I'm going to go have a coffee. Not really sure that I feel anything in it, apart from a big heap of weight from the 15 or 20 kilos of rock that are in it. This is day 3 of having this trap in, and I don't see or feel anything in the trap. I was going to get here at first light, but that was about 2.5 to 3 hours ago, and my truck broke down on the side of the road, so I've been sitting in the truck for 2.5 hours waiting for a tow truck. So I missed the early morning chance. Tie this back on, this hatch back on, and I'll reset the trap. Alright, well, I'll try it there for one more night, and then I think I'll pull a pin on it. If we don't do any good tonight, I'll get back here early tomorrow morning, and maybe you might say I should put more time into trying to catch something with it. This will be the 4th night that I'll be in there for, but yeah, I've got other videos I want to do, I've got other commitments in life, I've got work and family and everything else to deal with and spend time on. So I at some time, some stage, I'm going to have to make a decision on this trap, and I think, yeah, we'll try it tomorrow morning, and if nothing, then I'll change the title from primitive fish trap catch and cook eel to just primitive fish trap build or something like that. I don't know, you guys already know what the title is, I'm still guessing. But anyway, if you like the video, if you appreciate the work that I put in, I mean, I got almost 20 hours into building this trap, and who knows how many hours I got into editing and filming. So if you appreciate the work that I'm trying to do for you guys to bring you good content, then yeah, leave a comment, love to hear from you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't checked out my other videos, check them out. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and show your encouragement for me to continue doing the videos I'm doing for you. Yeah, but it's not over yet. I'll come back in the morning and check this, and fingers crossed that I can catch one on the 4th night, and I can follow through and do the cooking side of things for you, because I actually really want to try cooking up the eel. Have the idea of cooking it a couple of different ways, and but yeah, we'll see what the morning brings. But thanks for watching anyway, guys, and stay tuned. Nothing in the trap, guys. Sorry I couldn't have a better conclusion to the video for you. But that's the reality of life, especially when you're doing primitive stuff. But anything in life, there's no certainties. You know, you put all the effort in, and for no reward really, except for the experience. And that's what I've got here, the experience of building it. I know how long it takes to make something like this now, and I'm still out here in the bush. Birds are chirping, sun's shining. It's nice and peaceful. There's no wind for a change, so that's good. But yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't bring you a better conclusion to the video, guys. I would really like to have, for myself as well as for you guys, but it's not to be. But I'll endeavour to do better for you. I may well use this again. I'll re-rig it, put it down the river. I'll risk losing it, someone finding it, kids finding it or whatever, and taking it away. But for now, I'm going to call this video done. I'm going to go enjoy this day. It's sun's just coming out, and looks like a beaut day. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video. And yeah, if you haven't checked out the other videos, check them out. But yeah, just enjoy your time in the bush. And if you can't get out there, and enjoy watching videos like this one. Thanks, guys.